Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I have 6 months to live. Well, not really, but maybe, who knows? Today I'm going to continue with my book, The Tree of Happiness. In the previous videos, I talked about all 5 buckets, and I've broken them down one by one. I've talked about how to fill them, talked about the holes in the buckets, and talked about cutting down expectations so that we can start living a happier life immediately. So we have all of the tools that we need to help ourselves to become happier. Today, I'm going to talk about happiness in our children. Our children are our pride and joy. We love them to death, and we want the best for them. We want them to be happy and healthy. And so we teach them. We teach them how to be good human beings. We teach them morals and values. We teach them how to learn and respect other people. And we teach them the subjects of school: reading, writing, arithmetic, arts, etc. We teach them all of these things because we want the best for them. But do we teach them how to be happy? I don't see that enough in school or in parenting. We as adults need to fill the 5 areas of our lives: finance, relationship, health, pleasure, and spirituality. So if our children are little representations of us, then it makes sense that they too need those 5 areas of their lives filled. But we don't emphasize that enough. We ask them to study, to get good grades, to be obedient, to be good, but we don't talk about the 5 areas with them, and we don't explain what it is that they need. The 5 areas are the same for them as for us. Relationship. They need to have good relationships with their family, their friends, their social groups like church and sports events, sports teams. These relationships are really important, not just grades. The second is their health. They have to have their health bucket full as well. They need to be healthy, be active, eat healthy, stay away from the unhealthy things, just like us. Health is just as important. The next thing is finance. The children's finance bucket is a little bit different than ours because it is divided into 2 categories. One is called the physical finance. Physical finance is what they actually have. That is connected to their parents' or guardians' wealth. Whatever we provide and give our children is their physical finance. The second part is their potential finance. A child's potential finance is his or her education. It is his or her potential to earn future finance as an adult. So the more educated they are, the more their potential finance bucket is. So the finance bucket is how well they do in school. Studying, getting good grades, and learning. That's all important, but it's also just one of the buckets. It's not even one full bucket, it's just part of one bucket. Parents often emphasize too much on this bucket, but not enough on the others. Relationship, health is also very important. And the other bucket, pleasure and hobby. This bucket is also just as important. You have to make sure that the child has hobbies, interests, pleasurable things that they like, and balance that in as well. Last is the spirituality bucket. Children also need to have spirituality. They need to want to learn, to grow, to help others. volunteering in the community and volunteering at school is a great way to build spirituality. Same as reading and studying and growing as human beings. So all of those things are equally important in a child. Children who only have one or two of these buckets full but empty in the other bucket will feel not as happy. That's why we have depressed children in the States as well. Well, depression is linked to so many different factors. But if we help them become happier human beings, then we can help them prevent depression or help prevent it from being as bad. So, in conclusion, I want to point out that our children and their happiness is not any different than ours. We need to have all 5 buckets full, so do our children. Every day, focus on talking to them and have them think about what areas of their 5 buckets are low and help them find ways to fill it. If they get used to this, then it should be something that they'll do every day automatically well into adulthood, and they can fill all 5 buckets. I think one big problem is that some parents overvalue the importance of one bucket over the other and not seeing that all 5 are equally important. Parents who force their kids to study so much to get good grades are not seeing that they need to be social, they need to be healthy, they need to have community on top of having the good grades. And then there are parents who are focusing on just the social, religious, spiritual aspect and not think about health and not think about grades, which is the financial bucket, and hobby. Not allowing your children to do things that they enjoy every day for parts of the day is also a mistake because you're not letting them fill their pleasure and hobby bucket. It's only when the child spends so much time filling one bucket, even if it's hobby, even if it's schoolwork, even if it's relationships, whatever it is, they spend so much time on one and not enough time for the others, they too can fall in jeopardy of being unhappy, maybe even depression. So I hope you take from this talk that I believe that being well-rounded, having all 5 buckets full is so much more important than just having good grades, than just being good at sports, than just being social, or just having good relationships with family and friends. I hope you've enjoyed the talk. We're in Huntington Beach, California, and see you next time. Until then, please stay safe and healthy.